Oh man, well, I got 12 minutes to unveil a whole lot of video. I just came back from a run. And, the usual motivations that usually get me, encourage me to go on a run, the things that torment my body, the impulses, astral projections, But, one thing when I was running, they got my mind going and running. I love it when they do that, because they live out problems with me in real time, And they were reminding me of something, Back on the day when I was on dopamine, I was doing drugs, and I didn't see it problematic. I was still coping, I maintained my job. I did everything that I was supposed to do, But at some point, I ended up going off on my own, so I was living out of my car, And I remember this day, I pulled up to this cul-de-sac and I got pulled over at some point in the night. You guys don't want to know what I was there doing in the middle of the night, But essentially I got pulled over. And, that night I went to jail, And, well, it was kind of odd to me, because I got booked, I got taken in. I went in, they threw me in a cell, and I just slept. I fell asleep, and I woke up the next day, boom, they just let me go, And I just walked off. This was in California, And so, essentially, I brushed it off. I thought nothing of it, I was like, well, fuck, I mean, no paperwork, no nothing. I guess they must have just thought I was homeless, just thought to bring me in for the night and then just let me go, and pretty much I went home. And so I jumped in my car, boom, drove off. And I was like, dang, good thing I didn't get caught with my drugs or, with any of my stuff, I just, it just happened to be a pullover, pulled out my car. What are you doing here? It's late, I'm gonna just take you to jail for the night and they let me go in the morning, I brushed it off. But then I got here to Cedar City now, And in Cedar City, like, man, not only did I end up here because, of transporting some drugs and shit, pretty much, I mean, it wasn't intentional. It just happened to be accidental, I mean, you think recreational use, the more the merrier, and you're just driving to get back to your wherever you're going, and then it just happens to be you don't make it there, And obviously the sight is a lot more than the typical person who is not thinking about an addiction as an addiction, instead thinking of a person as having more, so the guy must be selling, But clearly it was a drug addiction, Marijuana was what I got caught with, So I had a large quantity, and obviously for an addict, never is too much even enough, So with that being said, I did some time. I went to jail. I had to sign a deal. I did some time, a couple months in jail, and then I got released here in Cedar City. And then out of nowhere, this psychic playing game started again. Where it is that apparently a witch comes and torments me, and then the fucking La M shows up and starts fighting this bitch, and essentially it's masculine and feminine energy the way that I read them, and it's just me and my existence. So it's no La M, there is no witch, it's just me. But my masculine energy, la M, my street smarts, my street side, I mean, and then the witch, which is my intelligence, my knowledge, society, what they've taught me, the law, supposedly, so on and so forth, So, and this is the perspective I have about myself, This is how I live. Now ask me if the rest of the world who's religious or been basically, possessed by these astral projections to live out lives that's not even their own, kind of like myself right now, I mean, every word has been either believe it just to doubt it, or if you don't doubt it, believe it and then start to doubt it. But either way, live with doubt. So none of this shit's happening. It's all fake. I'm here, and then I'm gonna die, and either people are gonna remember that or they aren't. So nothing's happening. But again, I have La M and I have a witch. Masculine energy and feminine energy. And they're here battling it out. And they were reminding me about that time that I went to jail. And how the cops did take me in and just let me go. Me being street-minded and gangster-minded, because I'm from California, dog, and I am on drugs too, I'm like, the fuck happened, like these niggas just, either trying to set me up, or, I mean, I'm too high to even give a fuck. I'm just happy to be let out because I'm a drug addict. So I was just like, tippy-toe away. I don't give a fuck. I ain't looking back. I don't give a shit what y'all got to say. I didn't even think to say anything. But now that I'm saying something, I'm here in Cedar City, and here is different, Here, I'm walking out of Maverick and I'm crossing the street and a police officer who happens to know clearly like this small town, so clearly, I'm a new individual in the town. I'm new on their list of individuals to keep an eye out because clearly I just got out of their jail system, so essentially I don't think it to be too much of a mystery for any person that wants to do their homework to figure out where I am in my life here in the city of Cedar City, because I just got out of jail and I'm trying to stay on a good and clean route. So all these magnifications of my attitude, my personality, my so-called attempt to master disorders so I could be the perfect actor, so I could be the perfect performer. Somebody saw it to be like, oh, well, then this nigga is just who we need because we got the money, we got the influence, and it's easy to use that so we could get rich or, sell people whatever perception we want about this individual or whatever bullshit it is that you motherfuckers are being fed about me, Not that I give a fuck, but just to check on you guys' mental health, just like I would assume you guys are here checking on mine. You feel me? But, so yeah, like I said, I got out of Maverick across this fucking street, and immediately a car pull up behind me, So I was like, what the fuck, And this motherfucker can't be coming to me and shit, The fuck did I do? I'm just walking, So again, clearly it was a perfect moment, Supposedly I'm dealing with the hive mind, So I was dating somebody in their hive mind, And so in this hive mind perspective, like, the hive mind knows my mental stability, The hive mind knows my health. The hive mind knows every thought, every feeling, every emotion, every intention that I carry. The hive mind knows it, So that day, I had walked out of my trailer park, and I walked out having had a psychic altercation with the hive mind, So I walked out of Maverick and I crossed the street. Cop pulls up right behind me, and immediately the cop just lies to me off the top. Oh, somebody called in that you are being loud and that you are making a lot of noise. Kind of like, right now I've been practicing playing, performing, letting the astral projection fuel me and, work through me so you guys can see what I'm talking about, And so people out there can get scared because these astral projections basically are here projecting fear. They're pumping me full of fear, and I'm letting you guys feel the fear. So essentially what happens is, right, the cop just goes, oh yeah, somebody called in that you were being loud. So, I'm like, what the fuck? Because I know myself. I know I walked from that trailer park to the Maverick because I was having an altercation in the psychic plane, with La M, the witches, warlocks, whatever you guys want to be called. I don't give a shit, masculine or feminine energy, it was warring inside of me. And so in that war, it happened to be that it was a perfect advantage, right? Because even like right now, if somebody came and asked me, what's wrong with you? Are you sure you're okay? Initially something would drive inside of me. And in that instant, that thing would be pushing me to be like mad because somebody's trying to care about me. So then all of a sudden when care is there, I become reactive or so-called, responsive to whatever stimulation has conditioned itself to be. So like right now, it's here. It's in our faces. It hides in plain sight. And we just think nothing of it. Because I don't have to be like this, putting all that energy out. Look how easy it is for me to just come back to myself. I could even start whispering and be like, oh, it's just about whispering. Yeah, that's all it's all about. But what I'm trying to prove is that I'm in Cedar City and all these people that I'm here with, like I live in an open land. I have a couple acres here of land, so I could be as loud, I would like to think, because that's what open land's for, But the energy, the masculine energy and the feminine energy, they don't care about truth. They care about what I might believe and how it might influence my body, my perspective. And they know that I respect the people around me, that I truly actually care about people, and I actually keep them in mind whenever I do what I do, the ways that I do it, But essentially, the whole point is to get me to believe that I forgot and then start hating everybody around me because, oh my God, my environment consists of what right now? Let's just say the house that's on the land that I'm on. There's probably like one other house, but half an acre away, maybe 2-3 houses, And if we go as far as saying that many houses there, there's probably, like a couple acres away, another 1, 2, maybe 3 houses, we'll just say again, So over let's just say if I walk around this, it takes me 40 minutes to walk around it. So there's probably like 7 to 10 houses on the, let's just say about maybe a mile of land. I wouldn't know how much that is in distance, but we'll just say like a football field of land. So there's only like 10 people right here. So it's clearly not those 10 people, right? I mean, I live in a measurable environment with 10 people only that are within that, being only 2 individuals that are immediately within me, a male and a female, So that's my vicinity. And from there, all there is a psychic plane, And the psychic plane can be interpreted as the connection and the space between my mind and my heart. That's the psychic plane, That little bit of space, So I got 2 more minutes on this video, With that being said, so I'm here in Cedar City again, in Cedar City, Utah. Just came from California where I had, let's just say a whole different battle over there. Cars would try to ram me over the freeway while I was the one in the big gas rig. Let's just imagine I had a big gasoline truck, and cars would try to ram me off the road. And I had a camera in the center of my dash recording this. Guess what? My job never told me nothing. California never said shit. I didn't say shit. I didn't complain. But I wonder what makes Cedar City feel so special. Why do they think that they, like in California, I did get loud. Like I left California because they got me kicked out of my apartments because, at the time I was still learning to manage this energy projection, this astral projection part of myself. So the witches in California, they got me kicked out of the apartments I lived there, So when I got here to Cedar City, now they're here trying to basically do something that I already went through in California, In California, look at how bad it was. Just think about me on a freeway with the gasoline rig and cars trying to ram me off the road in the freeway. And I have a dash cam. My job didn't say nothing. California didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing. But I'm telling you guys now, in case Cedar City doesn't understand what I've already gone through, But sure, play you guys' little bitch game here. Hey, but thanks for you guys' time, That run was awesome. You astral projections is the shit. Thank you guys for bringing back my memory and refreshing it. You guys are awesome. Keep up the great work. And I look forward to making the next video with y'all, Have a good night.